exact inverse. Look at that. They had a 95% chance. Now they have a 5% chance. We can spend, and we have spent much of our season trying to figure out how they went from one of those two places to the other. But that's where they find themselves. So here's my question for you, Dominique Foxworth. As we consider the immediate future of the Green Bay Packers in a division where the Bears feel like they are ascending with a really good young quarterback and a ton of draft capital and a ton of money to spend. The Lions feel like they're coming on. They have a good young player that's going to come back and join them now, the receiver out of Alabama. They've got a couple of very high draft picks. The Vikings are already one of the best teams. Do you believe that Rodgers and the Packers should want to consider separating at the end of this season for the better of both sides? Neek?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think if the big question was they need a receiver, it seems like Watson is turning into something that they can rely on. They still have a ton of talent on defense and some great running backs. In my view, they still have the best roster headed into next season of anybody in that division. We all know that the Vikings aren't as good as their record shows. The Bears have a quarterback that's on the ascent, but he's not quite where he needs to be yet, and they have a lot of other holes. And also the Lions, their defense is not good, and I'm not sure that the draft picks are going to solve that. So if I had to pick one of these teams to win next year's division, it's the Packers behind a little bit worse Aaron Rodgers with an improving receiving core over any of the rest of those teams, unfortunately.
Okay, so you and I may not see that the same way. Let's live in a world, however, where at least the consideration of a change was being made. We know the contract. Yeah. Can it be done? In simple layman's terms, if both sides wanted a trade, could they do it?
They could, yes. The way the contract is structured with the option bonus, they don't have to pick it up until almost the regular season, start of the 2023 year. Yes, you could trade him. You take a big dead money cap hit of $40 million. It goes down if you wait till after June 1st. A lot of wheels in motion there. But you could do it if he insisted and you decided to move on and you were willing to eat the dead money. I just don't think that's the most likely outcome. I think that this decision was made in March when he decided to come back and they signed him to a contract that's going to pay him almost $60 million next year. Mm-hmm. So I think the most likely outcome here is that he's back in Green Bay. It's possible he could decide to retire. That's always a possibility and will continue to be with him. But I don't think, you could do it, yes, but I don't think that's the most likely outcome.
That was a decision that was made when we thought they had a 95% chance of making the playoffs. And here we are 90% in the other direction later. Things can change.
But to Dominique's point, you have to assess what next year looks like. I mean, if you feel good about your roster, you feel like this year obviously didn't go the way you wanted it to, but next year can be different, then you run it back with your star quarterback.
But Greedy, if you listen to Graz's words, he committed to coming back in March, but he didn't show up until training camp. And when you have a young roster of players, it's consequential, and it's played out that way. Christian Watson's gotten better. Romeo Doubs has been inconsistent with injuries. But the point is, if they want to have their best chance to be successful, if Aaron Rodgers wants to come back next year, you have to work with your young skill players much earlier.
Dominic, he's right. I know you hate it. You're going to yell and scream at him and all that, but he's 100% right. Rodgers, this year, and look, I mean, Rodgers has done so many things right in his career. He's one of the greatest players of all time. But this sort of half-in, half-out attitude that he's taken the last couple of seasons has really wound up hurting this team, and I believe that's part of it. Go ahead, Nate.
Well, I mean, if you're saying half in, half out about the contract negotiations, whether you come back or not, that's fine. Maybe you could say that, but that's his right to do that. And if he shows up for the things that he's contracted to show up for, like, I feel like it's absurd to start putting pressure on him and blame him for the season. Maybe the coaches should do their job and coach. Like, I'm not implying that they aren't, but like, it's not Aaron Rodgers' job to get everybody else ready. And possibly it's important for some people to get away. And Aaron Rodgers seemed like someone who has a lot on his mind and a lot going on. And him at his best is someone who has a proper break. So assuming that the solution to fix everything is more football, I think it's wrong. It's a faulty assumption and it's unfair to any of the players, no matter what position they play or how much you're paying them.
So at the end of the day, Graziano, the likeliest scenario in your mind is that Rodgers is back as the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers next year, week 1, and Jordan Love, the future is just completely uncertain.
I believe that's the likeliest scenario. With this disclaimer, I have no idea what Aaron Rodgers is going to want to do.
And neither does anybody else. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.